I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Misha, stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Misha, stick it in the bullroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Misha, stick it in the bullroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Misha, stick it in the bullroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and today is our monumental 2-year anniversary edition. I feel like I should sing happy birthday. 2 years in the DeFi space is an absolute milestone that literally 99% of other DeFi protocols will never have never made and will never make. So really exciting times. We're gonna have a 2-day celebration. Today is the first in that. Tomorrow we'll have a major Twitter or X space as well. But without further ado, I want to invite on my co-host with the most and fellow team member, one that is pivotal in our 2 years of success. LA, how are you today?
Hello. It's been a very good day, a very productive one. We started out at the crack of dawn this morning, so it's been a great day today, and I'm very, very happy and blessed to be here with all of you for our 2-year anniversary.
Yes, no doubt, LA. Again, timing is always something. I know we're a little late today. We had some technical difficulties. I've been fighting a pretty severe cold, but today I'm finally feeling better. LA has really stepped up in the last few weeks as we have. I mean, LA is always stepping up, but I've been trying to recover and really get ready for an amazing year ahead of us. Again, 2 years is a pretty amazing accomplishment, but none of that will even equate to what we're going to accomplish in year 3. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We have some updates. We have, again, some other bullish info, and then we'll get ready for our big Twitter space and giveaway tomorrow as well. But all right, we're going to jump right in. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as well. I've been neglecting that in the opening of our show. Please make sure, especially on our milestone 2-year anniversary, smash the like button and leave us a thoughtful comment on what EMP means to you. I would love to see some great engagement in the comments, whether you've been here for a week or the whole 2 years. I'd love to hear your journey at EMP. So definitely put that in the comments of YouTube, and that will again help others know the kind of protocol that we are. So, all right, LA, I'm going to throw it to you because you've been really spearheading this incredible Twitter space for tomorrow. So, and I think we have a pretty substantial giveaway as well. So, you want to go over that real quick?
Hell
All
yes.
right.
So I'm so excited. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC, we're going to be together on a Twitter space celebrating our 2-year anniversary. We did want to host it tomorrow, so we weren't doing double duty today so that it could really shine on its own and be a really special occasion. Any of you guys who want to come on and share anything from your personal experience while you've been an emperor, we'll have a special time allocated towards that. So let us know if you want to come on for that. But we are hosting a mega giveaway. There's going to be multiple prizes. I will go ahead and drop the link again to the giveaway post. But please make sure that you check off the set reminder button on the event so we can get an idea of how many people are coming. And also, please share it out and retweet it so that we can have as many people on there as possible and party in true style. But honestly, I'm going to be cherry picking the winners from the people that go the most all out ape shit supporting all of our social media accounts and all of our recent posts and are following all of our accounts on Twitter and DBank and all the places and are commenting. I've been really shocked that it's like random people that I've never seen before that are being the most all out so far. I would really like to award the winners for people that are always around and always supporting us. So
For
if you
sure.
haven't had a chance to go and engage with a bunch of our recent posts on all of our accounts, make sure to go do that before tomorrow's Twitter space before we choose the winners. You will have to attend live to win, but it's going to be really exciting. And let's just say that the prizes will help you perfectly prepare for your sacrifice for fusion. So we're
Yeah,
excited to see you all there.
yeah, no doubt. There are going to be some pretty epic giveaways, and like Ella said, the little Easter egg is if you're preparing for Fusion, then this is even more powerful. So yeah, this is it. 24 hours left, a little bit less to get out there and chill. And again, I mean, we just want to highlight, that we have been here for 2 years. We don't even have to, even though EMP is the greatest protocol ever in our entire ecosystem, Sparkswap and eventually L1DEX. We just want to highlight, all the hard work that not only us as a team have put in, but all the hard work that you as a community have done to get us here. Because again, I mean, we said it many times, and it's not to diminish the accomplishments of other successful protocols, but we can count on one hand the amount of DeFi protocols that started during the absolute middle of a brutal, one of the worst bear markets we've ever seen, and have survived into, what we feel is the beginning of the bull. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin really kind of settle out. Even with the potential, buy the rumor, sell the news of the ETF, we're still holding very nicely. And Pulse Chain and BNB, are poised for an incredible run in the next few months for sure. So, all right, that sounds great, LA. Anything else you want to add about the anniversary? What anything else people can do to help?
Keep being your amazing selves. I did want to just say I appreciate all of you and the positivity that you bring. It's so easy to focus on the small little blimps of negativity that the occasional person will bring every once in a while, but the majority of it is all of you and all of the amazing positivity and excitement that you always bring to the table on a consistent basis. And I just want to say thank you for showing up and being that way, because it makes more of a difference than you guys even realize. And it's what inspires us to wake up excited to do what we do every day. So thanks for being you, and thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, I could not agree more, LA. Again, we're here because we want to be here. We're here because we love DeFi, we love crypto, we love our community, and that little bit of positivity, and the vast majority of you are extremely positive, and that's like LA said, that's why we're here. That's why we get up in the morning. But it really does help drive everything forward, and I know, and we'll talk about this next. Everybody, the infamous when fusion. Um, but everything is just really shaping up so perfectly. And regardless of that date or no date, we're poised so incredibly well for success this year, and that is a testament to, the planning. I mean, we have been working on this rollout for literally, a year now, and I know, in terms of getting it out the door, that seems like a long time, but in terms of making sure that we are bulletproof and poised for exponential gains, we could not have done a better job. And so we're almost there. We'll talk a little bit more about that next. But yeah, I mean, the support from all of you over the last 2 years is literally, the only reason that we keep driving and really pushing for making our entire ecosystem what we know it all can be. I mean, that's really why EMP started was, doing it better than all the other protocols out there. And LA and I joke about this a lot, but we're bred differently. Both LA and I and the rest of the team have real world business acumen that we bring to the table. We run EMP and the EMP ecosystem professionally, and I think that really has paid off. I don't know. We'll talk more about this tomorrow in the Twitter space, LA. But anything you want to add to that in terms of what makes EMP different than every other development protocol in terms of team out there?
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good topic to go further into tomorrow.
For sure.
The first word that popped into my head when you asked me was heart.
For
We
sure.
put our heart into it fully, and we truly care about every single person in our community, and we really want to see everyone win.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great cliffhanger. We'll dive a lot more into that tomorrow and really more about the ethos of, why we started EMP, why our never give up attitude continues, and why we're going to be set up for success for many, many years to come. So, all right, we'll jump into the EMP and Fusion section now. We have our halving coming up of eShare. So, we will have a full document on this, but what that means is that the emission rate of eShare will be cut in half, similar to Bitcoin. And we've talked about it in a few other AMAs, but what that means is typically when there is the same amount of demand, or arguably more demand with fusion coming, and half the supply, that usually leads to a price increase. So that is not financial advice. That is not a call to invest, but a happening model in terms of emissions is usually extremely bullish for the overall ecosystem. So, LA, I know we are waiting for some final timing from Jake, and then we can update everybody on what that looks like. Again, it's not a specific date and time, it's based on the blocks of the blockchain. So the time may vary depending on how fast the network is moving, but we'll have a full post about that in the next day or two, I think. Right, LA?
Yeah, we're going to finish working on updating the docs and everything and have it ready and all of the posts and everything to go up a day or two before the halving so that everyone can be prepared and know what's up, but have it come out just slightly before.
For sure. And again, I mean, as long as you're, already in the EMP farms or the eShare pool, there's really nothing that you need to worry about or do. There is no migration. It's the same eShare token. Again, rather than approximately 60 eShare a day being admitted, there's only going to be 30. And again, that will decrease the APR in terms of rewards. However, if eShare doubles or triples in that amount of time because there's more demand and less supply, then the APR will be much healthier and actually go up. So all that is still meant to, remains to be seen. Obviously, with the implementation of eShare into Fusion as the only tradable currency, that will also give a lot of value to eShare. So I think all of you have been really consolidating and again packing your bags for what we see. And we see ESHARE really have a really strong floor around 35. I think we could easily double or triple in the short term. And who knows what the high end of ESHARE might be. I mean, still, where ESHARE's total supply is still very, very small. So we have plenty of room to grow. So, all right, Ellie, what was the next question you want to go over? And then I'll elaborate a little bit more on the peg bonus and how we're going to get back to peg with Fusion.
Yeah, so we had a question come through Telegram, and I thought it would be a good actual topic to cover as opposed to doing it in the Q&A. And so the question surrounded if we have over 2.5 million in liquidity, how are we going to get back to peg when we start the Fusion sacrifice and lead up to the launch of Fusion? And you and I have talked about this so many times. We've run the numbers and we have a plan. We've touched on it before, but I think it'd be great to kind of dive into it and share, why and how that's feasible leading into this Fusion sacrifice. I think that would be a great topic to cover today. Yep. Did you hear all
Sorry.
that?
Yep, I did. Sorry, guys. I'm having some, again, technical difficulties. All right. So, yeah, 100%. I think we can just kind of give an overview and then I'm happy to answer some questions as well. But so basically, there is a multi-pronged approach in not only recovering peg, but then maintaining peg. So, with, again, like LA said, almost 2.5 million in liquidity. I think that sounds like a big scary number, but when you break it down, it really becomes a lot more manageable. So the number one thing that is going to happen is when we open up the sacrifice phase again, and we use that word on purpose for a regulatory purposes, but I don't want it to be confused with the sacrifice that a lot of other protocols have done. Again, I mean. Obviously, there's no expectation of profit from the work of others, but we're not just launching, some token that from the ground up. I mean, typically with a sacrifice, it's used as more of a alternative to an ICO, where you're sacrificing some sort of value and hoping that you get another form of value. But with EMP, the token is already there, and the only reason that we use the word sacrifice again is because we're essentially locking the EMP within Fusion. So I want people to start thinking Fusion as more of a glorified staking protocol rather than a brand new protocol in terms of actual token generation. And so again, just to clarify that a little bit more, but the sacrifice itself will do two things. It will remove the supply of EMP and help us migrate to protocol-owned liquidity. And why POL is so important is that we are then a lot more in the driver's seat in terms of the growth of the protocol. So right now, a lot of our liquidity is what we call mercenary liquidity, and that liquidity can be pulled at any time. And so, it granted, we've had some incredible, community members and whales that support the price of EMP and believe in the protocol, but there is a real possibility that at any time, that liquidity can go away. And so we're moving into more of a structure that is a lot more sustainable. And that's another word that we really have focused on because we want to be as sustainable as possible. So, opening up the sacrifice phase, we will allow you to contribute EMP and EMP ETH LP to this, central grid, which again is the glorified staking of EMP, and that EMP is then removed from circulation. And what that does is it reduces the supply of EMP, and then with allowing you to sacrifice EMP ETH LP as well, we are able to then break that LP where we are purposely reducing the liquidity and using the Ethereum side to push the price of EMP up. And when you reduce liquidity and have the buying pressure to pump EMP up, that is much, much easier to move the peg ratio than as if somebody were to come in and have to spend, $2 million of fresh EMP buys to recover peg. So it is, a very mathematical driven approach. And, typically numbers don't lie. And because we're moving to POL and actually, making sure that that EMP cannot be dumped on everybody's heads when we do go through sacrifice, that makes it a lot more above board, and it's not a smoke and mirrors operation where we're just, artificially recovering peg as we go. And furthermore, to maintain peg, that's why we had the delays that we had because we needed to set up revenue streams to support the price of EMP. So once we do recover peg, that is when a lot of these revenue streams will kick in, and the value of EMP being at peg will incentivize all of you to buy EMP under peg if and when it ever does go below peg again, and get a bit of a bonus on, adding to your microgrid. So there's a ton of different mechanisms. Again, I'm trying not to go too much in the weeds, but I really wanted to give an overview of why, it's almost inevitable that we will be able to do everything that we say we will. So yeah, LA, do you want me to go into more of that? Or do you want to add? Go ahead.
Yeah. And I want to just kind of re-emphasize something you already said to kind of really drive it home. One of the key mechanisms here is the EMP ETH LP, like he said. There was a very key reason why we decided to give the identical peg bonus for the LPs and treat it exactly the same as if you were sacrificing your liquid your liquid EMP, because then there's no need to break apart your LPs because it's literally treated exactly the same as your EMP. That puts the power in our hands to control that liquidity by breaking it apart and changing that ETH for EMP, um, and putting that in our hands so that we can control it all at once and do it in a way that's going to be the most beneficial for recovering peg. Another thing that wasn't even mentioned yet is that some people will also choose to sacrifice their ESHARE to the central grid, as that's one of the options of what you can do with your ESHARE. So that's another thing. When they sacrifice their ESHARE, then that will be in our hands to then swap that ESHARE for EMP. And we can do that in a manner that is going to be the most beneficial for recovering peg. And then, don't forget that, when the sacrifice starts, the circulating supply of EMP is drastically being reduced. So there's less and less and less sell pressure. So um, there's just so many mechanisms put in place to encourage us to get back into peg. That peg bonus that we're offering and the multipliers on top of it for early sacrifice, that's designed to incentivize people to buy EMP every time we go below peg in the future, but especially now on our way back up when sacrifice starts. Momentum is a very, very powerful thing. You've seen what has happened with Spark and with PLS and how quickly a price can change and go up by 20%, go up by 40%, double even in the case of PLS. Momentum is a very powerful thing. When some big buys start to happen, whether or not they're generated by, the treasury, when this ETH is being swapped for EMP, green candles are very powerful. It will inspire others to want to then buy and take advantage of the peg bonus before it becomes less and less and less X's. Because right now, I haven't done the math recently, but it was somewhere between 8 or 9 or 10X bonus. And so as we get closer and closer to peg, that's less and less of a bonus. When those green candles start, you bet your ass people want to take advantage of that peg bonus. So
Totally.
these are just all things that are designed to get us back to peg. And that's not even taking into account, us helping out in any way. So
Yeah, no, absolutely, Ella. Great points. And, I saw somebody post this in, I think it was in VIP today, and I wanted to bring it up again. And it was basically that EMP Fusion and really the entire EMP ecosystem, whether it's Spark, EMP, or eventually L1DEX, it's not get rich quick, it's get rich slow. And I love that. I mean, we have preached that over and over again. And I know that everybody, again, even today, I know a lot of you were hoping that we would come on and have a date for Fusion. Obviously, that was part of what we were hoping for, but we're still just not at a point we can do that. But the idea is that regardless of whether it's here today or, tomorrow, the idea is that we are looking into the future and, that with all the sound economic mechanisms in place, real revenue streams, healthy economics, removing the prisoner's dilemma, allowing people to take profit without hurting the ecosystem. I mean, all of these things that very few businesses or DeFi protocols were or have been able to solve, we feel like we have. And again, over the next year, I think people will really find out that wow, EMP did get it right, and this is an amazing solution to passive income with exposure to Ethereum, and really teaching people how to be good, investors, and build their bag over time. And that, again, those are all the ethos and all the vision that we have, and that we've started with, and that we will continue with, in terms of the best DeFi protocol out there. So all of that again gets me excited. I know it gets LA excited. I know all of you that are here for the long run believe in that. And we've done everything we can to deliver that. I mean, we've never had a situation where we've under-promised or over-promised and under-delivered. Even with Spark. I mean, LA and I were talking about this a few days ago as well. I mean, there was a lot of people that gave us a ton of shit about Spark that said we were never going to launch. It's the same deal with Fusion, all these empty promises, and all of that was bullshit because now we're the number 2 DEX on Pulse, and we've done it within 5 months, which is pretty amazing. And that's not us being cocky. It's just to show that obviously the timeline might not be what we're all hoping for. But as long as you have a long-term mindset, it will all come together eventually. And I think again, I'll speak for LA and the rest of the team, but we're not giving up. That's for damn sure. All right, awesome. So all right, I feel like I've done enough.
having a hard time muting,
Preaching.
but they damn straight.
Yeah, right on, LA. All right, awesome. So, all right, anything else in terms of EMP or Fusion, or Peg or any of that before we move on to Spark?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right, awesome. So, sorry for the
And
background. Go
it's
ahead.
mostly because we're gonna really, really go hard on EMP tomorrow during our anniversary party. So we're gonna keep those parts brief today so that it's not a repeat 2 days in a row.
For sure, 100%. So, all right, I've already gotten a little fired up. I should have probably saved that for tomorrow. But so, all right. So again, we'll move on to Spark Swap. Speaking of Spark, and it has just been on absolute fire. So, Ella, you want to go over that, and then I'll chime in here in a minute.
Yeah, it's just been absolutely insane. It's so great to see. I was having some DM combos with some of my favorite emperors today, and just celebrating how awesome it feels to see Spark up so much and see how happy everyone is and how well the project's going and how this is just a tiny teaser for what Fusion's going to look like. And it's just great. And just a little bit of alpha. I am arranging another massive AMA train for Sparkswap, so that's going to be around the end of the month or the beginning of next month. And I've been working all week to line up a ton of AMAs. So we're going to maximize on this momentum and really highlight the new vaults and everything that's about to come out in the next little bit here. And we're going to take the chatter about Sparkswap and just massively ramp it up. So it's going to be
Yeah,
great.
no doubt, LA. And again, I mean, we are well ahead of any projections, that we have hoped for. Obviously, we design things the way that we feel is best, and then it's up to the ecosystem and community to run with it. But over the last 5 months, it's just been incredible. And we said this on other AMAs, but I feel like our timing of launch. For Spark was just absolutely crucial as well. And that goes into, that, in the words of Bob Ross, a happy little accident. That, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like that same sort of thing is going to happen with Fusion as well. Everybody is so bummed out that it's taking as long as it has. But when Fusion is finally here, I think, that is going to coincide completely perfectly with the topping out of the next cycle as well. But again, back to Spark, we saw Richard Hart really draw a hard line in the sand, fighting the SEC. The OA wallet, the sacrifice wallet, is now actually pumping funds back into the ecosystem. And, we've seen Spark break out to new local all-time highs. We're now back over 20 cents. I mean, just absolutely killing it. And for a reward token, again, we talked about this a lot in the beginning, but we haven't talked about it much lately. Typically, you see, a reward token like Spark that's only meant to be sold, you see that token going down and to the right, not up and to the right. So that alone is a great indication that Sparkler is doing what it's designed to do, that the growth of of Pulse as well is backing the value, and Spark alone, we posted this in a recent update. Spark is the top 10 most liquid token on all of Pulse Chain, with almost $3 million between the Pulse and SDI backing. So when you think that we're competing in terms of liquidity, with Pulse Hex, Pulse X, ETH, I mean, all the blue chips that are in the Pulse ecosystem, we are in the top 10 most liquid tokens. And remember, liquidity is king because, if there was only $100,000 of liquidity, then it doesn't matter the kind of dashboard money that you're making. If you're not able to sell, that doesn't matter. And so having millions of dollars in liquidity is just super bullish. And, I think that we're finally getting some of the shine that we were hoping for. A lot of, like Ellie said, influencers have now heard of Spark. They're asking the right questions about us and the DEX. The bridge has been on fire. The volume on the bridge has been absolutely insane. Again, we're doing well over $500,000 a day in volume now. So, we couldn't be more happy. And if you're following the recommended strategies that we've been, outlining for everybody over the last, 5 months, you are absolutely making bank right now. And so just remember that, that you're grateful in the times of abundance. And when we do see a little cool off period, don't automatically switch to being negative. Just know that we're all here for the long run. So yeah, again, LA,
Uh,
anything you want to add? Yeah.
yeah, I just want to add, on top of all those amazing stats and info, we've hit multiple all-time highs with our decks this week. I'm not sure if I caught it at the very top, but when I happened to look at it and screenshot it yesterday, we were up to $812,000 of daily volume on our decks. We're getting closer and closer to that 1 million mark. We're going to have to do a big party or something when we get to 1 million. But this is, I know you hear us say this a lot, but it's honestly just the beginning. Our vaults are going to be launching very soon, and we're going to be massively ramping up the volume. And so um, the fact that right now, before that's launched, we're naturally creeping up and up and up. It's worth celebrating every time we get another 50K higher, because we're all building this together, and the word is naturally spreading, and more people are using the bridge and the decks, and it's worth celebrating, and it will take off in bigger chunks. But right now, while it's taking off in these 25 50K chunks, every high is worth celebrating. So I just wanted to say, mark that milestone. We're getting closer and closer to that 1 million.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. And again, I think, Sparkler is still proving to be the secret sauce. Again, I did a post specifically about this in our socials, so make sure that you're looking at all the pinned messages on Discord and Telegram. But we have had massive payouts in Sparkler over the last 2 weeks, and that is a direct result of the volume and the success and the arbitrage and the swap fees and all of the above that we've implemented, and we're extremely close to the holy grail of 1% daily when you factor in the maximum stake. Again, you have to do a 10-year lock, and with that you can potentially ROI within 6 months, and then have the next 9.5 years to collect fees from the protocol as if you were an owner of the DEX. And that sort of, again, economic strategy and prowess is unheard of. And so, that's only going to grow with time. Again, I mean, imagine when we see even a very modest 10x on Pulse. That is a 10x on the price of Pulse, the volume of Pulse, the interest on Pulse. Again, it's not just a 10x in, number go up. And that is also more volume, more rewards, more users, so it is an exponential gain. And that's why, again, in the very beginning, and even now, I am so bullish on Pulse. Even, we had a lot of haters that said Richard Hart's a scammer. Why is EMP building on Pulse? It's about having that first mover advantage and really putting a foothold on a chain, regardless of whether it's technically superior or not. You can't argue with the community, and as long as we have a foothold, at the at the beginning, we're set for, again, exponential growth over the next few years, and who knows where this could go. So I think, again, I don't think I ever had a crystal ball, but all of the fundamentals that we've learned over the last 10 years of crypto, at least for me. I know LA's been here about 3 years. We've applied all this into our growth and our strategies in building an incredible mothership of an ecosystem. So again, really excited for the future. And with Sparkler, remember, you're able to profit in PLS, earn Pulse every day without ever having to sell Spark. And if everybody in the entire ecosystem did that, we would see, again, a 10x would look like a blip on the radar if everybody was using that strategy. So just continue to spread the word, use best practices. We're all here to make money, but it's how you make money that is most important for sure. So, all right, again, a little more on my soapbox today, but anything else about
I like
Spark?
it.
Yeah,
I can feel the power.
100%. Yeah,
We can tell you're feeling better.
yeah, no doubt, for sure. So, all right. Moving on to a little bit of a partner update, and then we'll go into Q&A. LA, we have some great momentum with Monstro's Degenz. You want to go over some numbers, and then I'll elaborate? Go ahead.
Yeah, so we now have over 2,700 BNB deposited, and we have almost 40,000 Spark locked up, which is wicked. So we're continuing to crush it with the partnership. I know when AJ made an announcement yesterday, a lot of you kind of commented and said you're already in it and loving it, so that's great. They are doing a deposit contest right now until the end of January, the 31st. And there's 10 prizes up for grabs. So every one BNB deposited gets you one ticket, and the grand prize is a 10K Vault NFT. So pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So again, like I said, the balance has been growing. It's over 2,700 BNB as of today. And again, this is high risk. It will end. It is an ROI contract that will end, so be prepared for that. However, Monstros Degenz is using actual real yield through they're a major partner in Spark. They yield through Spark as well as other concentrated liquidity providing, where they will pay out all of the liabilities over time. So again, it's really amazing project. It's a hybrid of the gambling of an ROI contract with the healthy DeFi of real yield. So check them out. Like Ellie said, it's been a super success just in terms of locking up 40,000 Spark at today's prices. I mean, we're almost at 10K, which is pretty amazing. And so again, just go show them some love, and again, do your own research and not financial advice. But that is really powerful, and we will be using that Spark that's in Sparkler every Friday. We will take the Pulse side, we'll reinvest the Spark, and then the Pulse side will feed the contract. So again, we're doing our part as well to pay everybody out that does end up getting in as well. So all right, awesome. And Warren Finance is continuing to crush it as well. Please, again, those are our two partners over on Pulse that are having the most momentum right now. But we have a ton of great partners. The GOAT token, again, because it's essentially collateralized Pulse. The GOAT token's been skyrocketing with the price of Pulse going up. So literally every partner that we have made on Pulse has been a smashing success. And that's just a testament to the quality of projects that we attract. So all right, awesome, LA. Any other news before we move into Q&A? Go ahead.
I think that's it. Yeah,
Cool.
I think
All right.
that's. Oh wait, no. There is one more.
All right.
I added it to my list. So we do have a new Spritz affiliate code. We had an amazing call with them yesterday. Every time we have a call with them, I'm just so impressed with their team. We had a great call with Brett. He's their customer success officer, I believe his title is. I could be wrong. But he took us thoroughly through everything. He gave us a little bit of alpha. I'm not allowed to repeat exactly what he told us, but I will give you a little hint and say that if you are in UK or Europe, watch out for some upcoming announcements in the next few days or a few weeks about some additional features coming your way. So that's exciting stuff. In regards to our referral link, our referral program has changed a little bit. So try to only use it when you're going to start using the protocol, because referrals only count when they're used within the first month. So
For sure.
sign up when you're ready to start using it. So if it's not in your country yet, just hold off on signing up.
Yep, absolutely. So again, like I said, great meeting with them, and yeah, I mean, we're gonna be moving into a lot more integration with Spritz. Again, not to drop too much alpha today, but um uh again, like Ellie said, I think the number one takeaway is unless you're ready to use Spritz, originally we were just getting everybody to sign up so they have their account ready to roll. But with their new affiliate link, it's better for us if you use and make your first deposit within the first month or 30-day window. And again, it could be as little as $100. And it's not only is it good for us, but it's also good for you because you get another matching bonus as well. And really, it's never really been about the commissions. For us, it's about really just championing how amazing Spritz is. And all of you that have signed up for Spritz and have been using it, again, you will hopefully remain a qualified referral for us. And I know a lot of you, again, LA and I preach from the rooftops about Spritz, but a lot of you have had incredible feedback on the services they provide as well. So we'll be doing a lot more with them in the future. And yeah, get excited. And if you haven't used Spritz, you should start thinking about using it, right, LA? Yeah,
Yeah, I told him on the call yesterday, I was like, it's so easy for AJ and I to talk about it because we both use it every week and it makes our lives so much easier. So we just love talking about it.
for
So
sure.
if you haven't checked it out yet, I highly recommend it because it will make your life much easier if you um, are highly involved in crypto, which I'm assuming all of you are. So
Awesome. All right. Well, you want to go into Q&A? Do we even have any today? I know we probably have a lot more for tomorrow as well in the Twitter space, but yeah, I'm
yeah,
happy to
a
go
little
in.
bit. One of them I answered in text, so I'm not going to go into that one. We went into this. Okay, so this one is just asking for clarification on the vested tokens for L1X, and it's saying when L1 Dex goes live, how much of the vested amount will be available to those who bought during the pre-sale, and can they sell their coins?
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit about this again. We had a pretty substantial meeting this morning. We were up super early. Again, our time zones are completely opposite of the Australian team, but we'll have some major updates coming with L1X and L1X hopefully, and we'll do a complete dedicated AMA about that. But the short answer is it all depends on your experts program. You can find that in the L1X app, and what you'll do is you will claim your L1X tokens based on a vesting schedule. So you can opt out of that vesting schedule, which just gives you your tokens based on the original vesting schedule. Again, going live at the end of the month would be, I think, about 5 months of already vested tokens, and then you would get the additional whatever 10 months I guess it would be uh, of the remainder. Or you can go into the different levels. There's a platinum, a gold, and a silver, I believe. And depending on what level you go into, it does extend your vesting. At platinum, it's up to 2 years. But you get a bonus amount of L1X up front, and you get other perks. Again, that's why it's called X perks to participate in their launchpad and some other things. So, again, I would highly recommend joining the L1X Discord. Again, we're not part of the L1X team, even though we work closely with them, and they can give you a full breakdown. There's many blog articles as well at the L1X Foundation website. The last 4 or 5 blog entries should explain everything extremely well for what you need to do. So yeah, does that answer, LA, or anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect.
I don't see any other questions.
Okay, yeah, I had one that I wanted to just kind of go over. It wasn't really a question, it's more of a clarification. Obviously, the bridge has been working great. You know, I still think people get a bit nervous, again, whether they don't know EMP and the amazing development team we have. When it's a second over, 10 minutes, people start to panic. Just remember, we have a 1 hour grace period on the bridge. And there is never, ever, ever a situation where your funds will be lost. Again, it's just a matter of whether the funds are refunded on the destination chain. There are some anomalies where you may be refunded in a different asset. We're working on that as well, but that's a really small edge case. And again, you're more than welcome to reach out to us for any sort of help on that if you are experiencing issues. But remember that the most efficient way of bridging is through the stable option. So if you're coming from BNB, you want to make sure you're bridging DAI to SDAI. It will automatically convert your DAI to SDAI. Being on Spark, SDAI is fully collateralized. DAI backed 1-to-1 on Pulse, or USDEX from Pulse, I'm sorry, Arbitrum to Pulse. Those are the 2 best options in terms of no price impact and minimal slippage. Now, we do offer other options, again, bridging directly into PLS or ETH or any of the other assets. But remember, that is an additional swap. And again, there's nothing we can do about that. It's just how the routing works. And even if you are doing that, it is a convenience for you. But the fees are still extremely reasonable and much, much lower than the free mainnet bridge from ETH, just purely because of the gas fees. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. If you're swapping into PLS for gas, there may be, if Pulse, especially now with the volatility, Pulse might move, 5% in one way or another in, a matter of an hour. So you may get more, you may get less. So that's just the way it goes, and there's nothing that we can do to help prevent that. So again, LA, do you want to elaborate on that at all, or I just want to clarify a little?
I will just add that if you are having an issue and you do write in the chat, just make sure that it is one of the official admins or team members that you're reaching out to when you DM us. We will never, ever randomly DM you offering help. And when you write in the chat, a lot of scammers will DM you. So be wary of that. All of the admins and team members have our chat bubbles labeled. And so we're always happy to help you. If you are having an issue, just wait that 1 hour grace period, because a lot of the time your funds will be refunded if the transaction hasn't gone through within that 1 hour.
Yeah, 100%. And we are still, again, making it more and more robust. We've transitioned into private nodes. Obviously with the volume on Pulse, it's a great problem to have. But even the private nodes have been, weighed down with all the new activity. So, but again, I mean, in terms of bridging options, we still feel we are the gold standard. I know Foreman says that in the chat below. So appreciate that. Again, most bridging occurs within literally, 3 minutes. and 0.5% fee, especially when you're using the stable options. So, all right, awesome. And yeah, again, keep spreading the word on the bridge. We are working on getting the code ready for an audit as well. We will be having a top auditing firm go through the bridge code. And once we have that, which again is something the community has been really excited for, we will be blasting it to Richard Hart to show that we are the real deal. So keep an eye out for that as well. There's some last minute alpha for all of you. All right. All right. I think we're
Awesome.
good, Ellie. Anything else? Yeah.
No, thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy anniversary to everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. Again, I'm going to post the link for our Twitter space in the comments on the chat here. Please check off that you're going by pressing set reminder, and please share out the event. We want to see all of you emperors there, and we're excited to give out some prizes, so make sure to enter the giveaway. We'll see you guys all there.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Again, much love to all of you. Happy anniversary. Happy birthday. I feel like I need the happy birthday song at the end. But we are, again, preparing for our 2-day celebration. Join us tomorrow, like LA said. The link is in the live chat. And please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube. And do me a personal favor and give me a few sentences, a little bit of a longer request today, again, of what EMP means to you, or maybe a little bit of your EMP journey, whether you've been here 1 week or 2 years. I'd love to be able to go through the comments in the next few days and really get a great idea of, how powerful the EMP community is and the, complete powerhouse that we've been able to establish. And I may give away some special prizes too for some of those random comments. So, all right. Again, we will see you all tomorrow. Good night, good day, much love, and happy anniversary.